going? You guys doing all right? Let's get you up here. Here. Okay. Ah, damn you. All right. Okay, let's get her up here. There we go. A little better. You know what? Maybe I can... I don't know. I just don't know. Okay. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's get out of here. All right, we're going to just kind of mess with this thing here for a minute. I'm tired of messing with that thing. All right, you guys. Hey, did you notice I got my ears lowered, man? Got it lowered. I do that every year. I let it grow out for a year. Well, I think this time it was... no, it wasn't a year. Yeah, no, I had trimmed it. I didn't trim very much, but let it grow out. And so now, yeah. Now I look like... now I look halfway human. Anyways, I got to tell you... I got a good topic that I wanted to talk about. I didn't want to lose it, so I want to get on the recorder here. So one thing I wanted to talk about was making eye contact with the audience. It really is important to do that. I hear a lot of people's different opinions and out there, and especially in acoustic setting or whatever. You know what? You just do what you feel. If you feel comfortable making eye contact with people, then do it. If you don't, if you feel like looking at the floor or looking at your songbook or looking at the mic, whatever you look at, the thing is, everybody has their own feel, and it also too depends on what level you're at too. If you're real confident or whatever, I feel pretty confident. I'm not the most confident, but it's just that I do like to make eye contact with the audience. But here's the key for me, is that I'll make eye contact with the audience, but the problem is I can't make it too long. You want to make it very brief. You don't want to sit there and do a song, and then you're just like, you don't want to do that. You want to, because otherwise they think you're fucking creepy, or whatever. But you might have girls in the audience just staring at you and just watching every move you make, and that's cool and fine and dandy. I don't get much of that, but I do get elderly couples, that because of the music I do, they're staring at me, and I always give them an eye contact, but I just don't do it for very long. When I sing, usually, especially if I'm singing slow songs, ballads and stuff like that, a lot of times I have my eyes closed. If I'm not taking a glimpse at the lyric sheet, because sometimes I need help. A lot of times I need help. Sometimes on some songs I only need that first line of each chorus and I got it. And then when you have 200 songs, and I don't get to do them all every weekend because there's just a lot of songs. So yeah, I just kind of I'll give them a quick eye contact, and just before it's uncomfortable for me, I'll just strum along, and then look at you, and that was it. That's it. That's my eye contact, and I'll do it throughout the song or throughout the night or whatever. But yeah, I don't make too much contact. Sometimes I'll even if too many people are really staring at me or whatever, it's flattering because they're digging what you're doing. But I have to either close my eyes, and I'll even, when I'm playing, I'll close my eyes, and then it looks like they're completely closed, but they're not. I can still see through them a little bit. I'll look over at them, I'll go, and keep playing. I'll go, yeah, they're still staring. Let me go over here. Yeah, they're still staring over here. They think my eyes are closed. So, but yeah, it's pretty funny. But I just don't, you just don't stare at the audience too much. I don't care if it's you're single up there and you're playing, and you know you don't have a girlfriend, you're kind of lonely, and you don't need to be up there going, you know, hi, can you look at me a little longer? Because I'm looking at you. You know, just don't be creepy. It's a little too fucking creepy. Just don't do it. It's creepy. But make eye contact with everybody. You know, you can do a brush along, you know, kind of like a paintbrush. You just kind of go, you know, like that kind of thing. I'll do that too. But I do give people eye contact. And some of you guys might have your own theory on that or whatever. I wouldn't completely not look at everybody. In other words, you're either looking at your song book, or you're looking at the chords you're playing, or whatever, or you're looking at the ground when you're singing. You need to. That's kind of like, you know, when you do that. I mean, it also depends on what song, but you know, through the night, you definitely want to not do that all night. Otherwise, people are they'll see you're insecure. You'll see that you're insecure, that you're not, okay, yeah, he's, you know, something's wrong with this guy. He can't even fucking make eye contact with my hot wife, my hot wife right here. Can't you see her? Look at her. You're singing, you're playing. Why don't you look at my wife? Yeah, so it's an interesting little subject, but you know, it is part of performing and getting out there, and especially you old guys like me. You know, you don't want to creep people out. Just get into what you do and make it pretty, because you know what you're doing is coming from your heart. So if you're thinking about anybody else, or you're thinking about looking at somebody in the audience or whatever, you're a fucking idiot. Okay, you got to get your marbles checked. Make sure you got some. Just don't do that. It's just a little creepy. Don't stare at people while you're playing, you know. I've never really seen that happen. I'm sure it's happened before. When it's like people will up and leave. They feel uncomfortable. That guitar player is really staring at me. You know, they'll get up and leave. That's what they'll do. I swear to God. They'll just put a stamp right on your forehead. I'm a dumbass and I'm creeping people out on stage. You don't want to do that. Just be cool about it, you know. Just be cool about it. That's all I can tell you about that. Yeah, it's an interesting subject, but yeah, I've had people ask me about that before, you know, in the beginning, because, you know, as a solo acoustic artist, a lot of times you're playing in front of an intimate situation. It's not that big of a venue you're playing at. Usually it's a bar or a restaurant, a little dark little romantic restaurant or whatever you're doing. Or this depends if you're background music or your actual show, but it doesn't matter, because people, whether it's a show or your background music, people are checking you out at doing background music too. Believe me, it's basically a show, but a miniature one. But yeah, so yeah, just don't be afraid. But I really don't get caught up in your own little thing, you know. Just don't get caught up in it. Just make sure that you're doing what you got to do, and have confidence, and make eye contact, but just make it very briefly. That's what I say about it. Just make it brief, just real brief, you know. Just don't make it long. When you start staring at people like, okay, this is how I would do it. I go. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. But I just do. But you don't want to sit there and go. guys know what I mean. Just keep it cool. Don't creep anybody out. Creep is the word here in this subject. Just don't be creepy about it. You can stare at anything or anyone. I mean, you know, if you're looking at some girl's rack, don't sit there and go, you know, you see somebody with a big rack there in the front. Sometimes that happens, you know, and you just, I'm just kidding, you guys. Anyway, so yeah, just be cool about it, and don't be creepy. That's all I got to say about that, man. So I thought of that little subject, and I've got some more coming up. Hey, my studio's coming along. All right, you guys, I'm tying this off here. I'm tying this up. We're done. I tried to show you around the studio, but next thing, I don't think it came on. I don't think it worked. So still trying to work on this camera and figure it out. So anyways, I hope you guys are doing great. Thanks so much for sticking around. Let me bore you for 15 minutes. Anyways, you guys take care. I love you all. Thanks so much for sticking around this channel. I know it's Deadsville, but that's okay. You know, we just, I still like to get out and share a little of what I know. So I hope you guys are all good with that. You guys take care for now, and I'll talk to you next week. Ciao for now.